you walk into a certain cemetery in Ottawa, Illinois, with a Geiger counter, something terrifying happens. Standing over specific graves, the machine will start to scream. It detects radiation. Deadly levels of it. Buried 6 feet under are women who died almost 100 years ago, but they are not at rest. Their coffins are lined with lead. Their bodies are still radioactive, and if you could see through the dirt, you would see that their skeletons are glowing. They were called the Radium Girls. In the 1920s, they were the luckiest girls in America. They were young, beautiful, and rich, but they were walking dead women. This is the story of how a miracle cure became a mass murder. To understand this tragedy, we have to go back to 1917. The world was obsessed with a new element discovered by Marie Curie. Radium. It was rare. It was expensive, and it was magical. Doctors claimed it could cure cancer, blindness, and even old age. People drank radium water to stay young. They put it in toothpaste to make teeth white. It was the most valuable substance on Earth. And for a poor girl from a small town, getting a job working with radium was like winning the lottery. Hundreds of young women were hired by the United States Radium Corporation. Their job was to paint the numbers on wristwatches. But not just any paint. They used a special glowing paint called under. It allowed soldiers in World War I to read the time in the trenches at night. The work was delicate. The paintbrushes were tiny. To get a sharp point, the girls were taught a specific technique by their supervisors. It was a 3-step process. Lip dip paint. Put the brush in your mouth to sharpen it. Dip it in the radioactive powder. Paint the dial. Lip dip paint. The girls asked if it was dangerous. The managers smiled and said, "Radium will put roses in your cheeks." The girls believed them. They loved the glow. For fun, they would paint their fingernails, their teeth, and even their dresses with the leftover paint. When they went to dance halls at night, they literally glowed in the dark. They were shining angels. But radium is a trickster. It acts like calcium. When it enters the body, the bones absorb it. But instead of making them strong, it destroys them. 5 years later, the glow began to fade. A girl named Molly Magia went to the dentist for a toothache. Her gums were bleeding. When the dentist touched her tooth, it fell out. Then another. And another. Then came the horror. The dentist tried to remove a rotting tooth, but a piece of her jawbone came out with it. Her jaw had turned to powder. Her hips shattered just from walking. The women were literally disintegrating from the inside out. The company knew. Scientists had warned them. The male scientist at the factory wore lead aprons and used tongs. But the girls, they were given nothing. When the girls started dying, the company paid doctors to lie. They said the girls died of syphilis, a shameful disease to ruin their reputations so no one would listen to them. They waited for the witnesses to die, hoping the secret would be buried with them. But they underestimated the Radium Girls. Led by a woman named Grace Fryer, they sued. They were too weak to raise their hands to take the oath. Some couldn't even walk, but they testified. They won the case. They changed labor laws forever. Because of them, workers today have safety gear. But for the Radium Girls, it was too late. The settlement money was just enough to pay for their own funerals. Radium has a half-life of 1,600 years. That means the women who died in the 1920s will continue to glow underground until the year 3,500. They wanted to shine forever, and in the most tragic way possible. They got their wish.